you guys want to get started, or do you want to wait a couple more minutes?
Sure. I mean, we can get started if we, presumably if someone shows up in the next 5 minutes, it's not like they're not going to be able
Yeah.
to catch up.
And we can just summarize what happened
Yeah.
Yeah.
if he shows up.
I might go over, and then, like I said, I am going to be filming this campaign for my YouTube channel, so if they want, they can just go back and watch the Session Zero episode.
Hmm.
So anyway, I guess to start, I'll mention the fact that I have not GM'd in a while. Like, this is just kind of a disclaimer, and that uh, first time running Twilight 2000, and unlike the Alien campaign I ran several months ago, I'm going to try to play this one like most GMs do, just kind of play it by ear. Um, and so I will do my best with that. And the good news is because our group's going to be once a month, I'll have plenty of time to come up with maps and stuff. Now, anyway, as for the campaign itself, just to go over the basic premise I had. So the idea I had for this is that it's in the aftermath of the chemical nuclear exchange between Syria and Israel. I think I've made that clear. At
Hmm.
this point, nobody knows left from right, but many people want out, and there are American and Russian expeditionary force stragglers in the area who are keen to get back home, Israeli soldiers who invaded Syria but want out, and then there are also some Syrians who are disillusioned with their country's war and are willing to desert and live a better life elsewhere. And whoever you are, your motivation is your call. That's just the general mentality of the three main forces involved in the war. So basically, the default goal is to like the sort of implied goal is to get out of the country, but it's up to you whether you want to actually follow that or just stay around and cause havoc.
Sounds good.
All right. And so next, so in terms of subject matter, this is where it kind of gets a little more serious. So I'm aware that Israel and the kind of the Middle East in general has been a controversial subject matter, but I'm solely based, but just to avoid, like controversy. I'm solely basing this story off of the snippets of lore and the referee manual, adding my own ingredients. So the question I have for you guys is, what sort of topics do you want to see, and what topics do you want to avoid?
I don't care.
Like I'm usually fine with most things, but uh, hmm, I'm just trying to think if there's something in particular that I would mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, the biggest thing to avoid is just like the outright, like the complete demonization of one's,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's just
like
this idea that like one side is never done anything wrong just seems so silly. And so like both like I don't know, people do shitty
like
things. And
yeah. Let's
so
just say that yeah, as someone from the Middle East, I'm kind of. Let's just say that demonization is something I've seen more than a couple times.
sure. And I think as long as it's not, you know, I don't know, as long as all blank people aren't evil conniving monsters,
Mm.
All right,
you know,
so
that I yeah.
all right, good to note. My next question is, so in general, what kind of experience are you guys looking for?
I think
I'm hoping for like a I'd really like to just kind of see how this system runs its paces just in general. I'd like to mess around with the combat. I think that the
mhm,
vehicle stuff uh can get a little complicated, but I'd be interested to see like how it can go once people are
mhm.
comfortable with it. With all the like did it penetrate or not, and now it goes here, now it goes there. I, I would I'd just like to get as much out of this as I can between combat, RP, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Not very helpful answer, I guess, but
Well, I mean, your feedback's still important, so I guess laser rifle. What do you think?
Well, I kind of just want to have some mayhem and some mayhem, kind of a fun, entertaining story, and and a reasonable amount of freedom to mess around with.
All right. And Tom, if you're here.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a fun game. I mean, I don't want to go to the extreme with the survival part of it because that just
Hmm.
bogs the game down. I
So
mean,
you want
some of it, yeah, but don't get crazy with
okay.
like limiting down stuff that
So
we're
you just
fighting
want a
with
more
knives.
like a more casual experience.
Yeah, I mean, I think the survival is still a key,
Yeah.
but I don't want it to be the focus. I'd rather the story be the focus, and we have to learn how to live on the land, but not take it to the point where um it- we're spending all our time doing that instead of the story.
All right. So now, and I realize I'm just like blitzkrieging through my through all those sort of questions I had. Probably. I mean, well, keep in mind I've never really run a session zero before, so uh, next thing. So I do have a couple of house rules to mention. First one is, and this is just like the sole code of conduct thing. So server rules, apply here. Like no, like racism. No talking about like I mean like serious subject matter in an appropriate way. Blah blah blah. And just my big thing is don't interrupt me or talk over other players. I mean it happens sometimes, but just don't make a regular habit out of it. Um, so if everybody understands that, I'll go on to the next thing.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Seems reasonable enough.
So the first house rule, and this might be subject to change depending on how it plays out. So regarding suppressors, the book does not say anything about how they work mechanically, I mean, I don't think they did in the alpha or beta. Uh, but based on both Arma 3 and the Alien RPG's Colonial Marines Operations Manual, the way I'm going to rule it is if you have a suppressor, the enemy has to roll recon and a -1 mod to locate the shot, but if you shoot again, they roll flat recon, and if you fire again, they know where you are. And this also applies to NPCs shooting at you.
Okay.
So, what do you guys
Now,
think about that?
question. That's cool. The question I have is if I shoot, then move, I'm back down to -1.
Yeah, that's what I would
Yes.
say. Is like when is that?
Hmm.
It's like in a given space, the same spot where
Yeah.
the same firing spot
Yeah.
that gets you the progressive reduction in.
Yeah, because it's like if you keep, I mean, the way it works, at least with like Arma 3, is, suppressors make it harder for the AI to detect where you're shooting from, but eventually, if you just keep like going full auto from the same spot, they'll eventually figure out where you
Yeah,
are.
like
So that seemed like a pretty realistic way of handling it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. No, no more than 3 shots,
yeah,
and make sure to reposition.
yep, exactly. So the next one is regarding prosthetics. So I was rather annoyed that Free League still insisted on omitting prosthetics because I was very vocal about that. I was like, what happens if you get a leg blown off or something? So what I'll say is that in my game, you can either build prosthetics in a workshop or you can find them, when scavenging. You get a -1 to a related roll to whatever limb is in use. So if you're making a mobility roll and you have a prosthetic leg, that's a -1 modifier. And then like if you're uh, firing a weapon and you have a synthetic like a cyber what am I saying prosthetic arm, then that's a -1.
Hmm.
And sort of segueing into another thing about arms and legs, um, if you want to fashion yourself some ad hoc uh, arm and leg armor, it'll be a tech roll, and it will take a shift of work to build. And when you build one set, it applies for both limbs, so you don't need to build a left arm and right arm armor. You just make them both in one go. Uh, Either set
Hmm.
will give you an armor rating of 1 depending on what part of the body it's on. So a set of leg armor will give you +1 armor to each leg, to either leg that gets hit. There are some penalties. Arm armor gives a -1 to range combat, and leg gives a -1 to mobility.
Hmm.
The
And then
next, oh sorry, what?
is it just like do you need general parts to do it, or
Yeah,
just with
I'd have
whatever
to
you
look
got on
that
hand?
up. To be honest, I didn't. That's a good question. I didn't like I know, hold on, scavenging for parts. Let's see, because I have the referee manual. So they've got weapon, vehicle, electronic, or general. If you make a tech roll, so I would say that just like general spare parts, I suppose.
Sure.
The next
And
one is just is
a
pretty
real quick question.
sure.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
fine.
had enough. Wanted to wait. Blacksmith would give me a +1 to grade that.
What does blacksmith do?
Tech rolls for metalworking, forging, casting, molding, and smelting.
Yeah,
Since it is armor.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So let me just make a note of that for myself. Okay, blacksmith applies. Okay, next one. It's just a minor thing in terms of token movement. You know, don't like go blasting through maps. Just kind of like try to move like one hex at a time. And I rule it like, I mean, I have the maps set up kind of like Twilight 2000 battle maps where they got the hex grid and stuff because somebody here, I think it was Cherry Cop, gave me the like a hex grid, and so I use that for the maps. So just kind of for the sake of fog of war and all that, just kind of go at a realistic pace.
Makes
And
sense.
the last house rule, though it may not be wholly realistic, to simplify communication with everybody else, kind of like in the campaign that I'm in with or John's campaign with me,
Mm-hmm.
laser rifle, and Ramba. I'm ruling that each PC can speak up to 2 languages, and if you have linguist, you get a third.
That's cool.
So you can have like a common language between your group if everybody picks like say Arabic.
Okay, personally, I didn't know about that rule when I was making my character, and I picked up a linguist for English. And I don't want to change that either way, but how about I say that my character has a secondary language in Hebrew? I say that let's just say that he picked it up while fighting the Israelis. He picked up on some common stuff.
Yeah, we can say that. Just mark it on your sheet so I know.
That's cool. Is English going to be our common language then?
I mean, is
It
that
might be
question
the
going to
most
me or to the?
realistic
To everybody.
Okay.
because we've got 3 Americans, right?
No, we've
No.
got 2 Lebanese. We've got a Russian, and
One American.
yeah, 1 American, and then I think we've got Ramba was kind of vague about what exact nationality his character was. He was joking about playing Middle Eastern short round, so that kind of led me to the conclusion that he would be Israeli, Syrian, or perhaps Lebanese.
Hmm.
Maybe
Or
we'll
I don't
make
know.
him
Maybe he's
be
from the
Arabic
Gulf.
then.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what nationality his character is. It's kind of a wild card, but I guess I'll have to consult with him about that.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Either way, we could. How about we say that since we have a majority of our characters are from the Middle East, how about we pick Arabic as our common language?
It makes sense to me.
That works for me.
All right, so I mean that's a majority, so I'll say group language
Mhm.
is Arabic. Okay, so that now takes us down to um, you know, the gear and vehicles and whatnot. I kind of wish we could have saved this for when there were more people, but I'm not going to sit around waiting for one person who said he was going to be an hour and another person who didn't even say anything. So if you guys want to just go ahead and do that now, we totally can.
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
So I think, hey, Cody,
Hmm?
while we're talking rules, I have a couple rule questions for you.
All right.
How are you going to handle armor degradation when you're hit?
Is that a thing in the book?
Yeah.
What page?
Armor ablation. It, it's I think it's in the vehicle section. Pretty sure it's about. It's called armor ablation. Like,
Is that for
Yeah,
vehicles or for
basically
personal armor?
for both, as far as I know. Where if
mhm.
damage gets through the armor, you roll a d6, and if it's a 1 or a 6, I can't remember which, you had a 1 in 6 chance for it to go down by 1.
Oh, that's news to me. I did not know about that.
Yeah, it's a new thing, so I just wanted to make sure that's what you're using, or if you're using something else.
For the time being, I'll say we just deal with it the way I, was grew up with in the alpha rules where it does not go down. Um, but I'll look into that. I'm gonna write a
Mhm.
note of that.
Yeah, I play with a splat. If you roll a splat on a d6, you just lost your armor.
I
But
mean,
I
you
just want to
can
make
just
sure.
repair it.
Yeah.
You can repair
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's not destroyed. It's just
Riddled with
you don't
bullets.
have it. Yeah.
it. We can't just say that it applies to vehicles, but not to body armor.
There's a thought.
Well, vehicle armor is a totally different thing. When you take hits, that armor goes down by the rating difference. So that doesn't. It's personal body armor that it's more affecting than vehicle armor, because most shots it degrades the armor. It degrades the armor and then goes into internals. So it does lose 1 point of armor when it penetrates. I don't
Interesting.
think the vehicle does a D6.
Yeah, I might
It
need
was more
to.
the personal armor. I'll have to check that, but if that's the case, I've been playing it wrong. But I
Yeah,
thought the vehicle armor still degraded by 1 on a penetration. It was the personal armor that the rules were kind of missing, and then they added a D6, and I've played it in a couple of games, and everybody plays it different. So that's why I wanted to check it.
yeah, well, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm definitely going to need if somebody could provide me like a page, not right this second, but just at some point, so I can look over it myself. Because I mean, I have not actually sat down and read this entire thing from start to finish, so that rule might have been kind of lost in transit. But
Yeah,
man,
it's I'm always learning stuff, or my players will go, Tom, this is this. Like, mm, I didn't know about the no CUF roll with the final version. And my friend Pete's like, Tom, you're not supposed to roll that anymore. I'm like, what? And then we go and look, oh my God, they changed that. But, and then my other question is shift time on general repairs. That shouldn't take 5 hours to do. How are you rolling shift time for
um,
general maintenance and
so
like on guns and armor
Yeah,
that shouldn't take 5 hours to patch?
actually, I did look over the rules. It does appreciate. They specify that repairs now take. It wasn't a shift. It's a stretch.
and the
Yeah,
stretch is
sorry,
what?
that's the word I'm looking. You have to
St-
declare that as a GM.
Okay,
yeah, stretch is somewhere between 5 to 20 minutes.
yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense to me.
Okay.
So yeah, let me just write it down. So was that just for repairs or repairs and crafting?
Uh, Crafting takes longer, but we're talking to up the reliability of a gun from B to A and just doing general repairs. That was like 5 hours. It started with like 5 hours,
Oh my
and I was
god.
like, that's just dumb. But
Well,
20 minutes is actually,
yeah, fair.
and I would even say 30 minutes, because 30 minutes is just much easier to break down to 20 minutes. I mean,
Yeah.
in your head, you're just like, okay, I can do 2 things an hour. It just makes it easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just definitely remembering, how there was some rule about like somebody was saying it shouldn't take you 6 hours to milk a cow.
Oh, yeah, that was Cherry.
Yeah, I was sure. Okay. But anyway,
Yeah, you can
so
say that. Milking a cow or something like that is just a stretch.
yeah, I would definitely
Yep.
rule that if cows ever come up as a thing, I say yeah, it's just going to take you a stretch because it should not take 6 hours to fucking milk a cow. Are there any other
No,
questions?
no, that was the two big ones that I always find an issue.
Works for me.
So in terms of gear, so they're on page 18. There is a list of items for group gear, and then I also in Foundry have. If you look in the journal tab, you should see a group inventory document.
Yeah.
Which if you hover in like the main space, there's like a text box and pencil icon, so you can click that and type in it. Just fill in your shit. And this is both for your starting gear and for items that you collect. Um, so for the group inventory, so we've got 5 players, and I guess we can discuss what items you start with.
Does everyone have a backpack? Because I feel like, well, I guess if we have a car, a backpack is less of a having everyone in a backpack is an important thing.
Yeah, I don't know about Cody, but I always rules. Everybody starts with a backpack. I mean, even if it's a school
Actually,
backpack.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's that and knife. Everybody should start with a knife too. It's the dumbest thing. That's how I play mine. I'm like, everybody gets a backpack and a knife.
we can't just make that part of the universal equipment like the D6 food and water is.
Yeah, that's what they should have done. How can you not start with a knife? I mean, you could shiv anything into a knife.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
Alright.
point. I
It's
didn't
dumb.
consider that. So I'm just kind of tossing and turning on whether to, to rule it that way, because, yeah, I was admittedly intending to try to play it raw for my first go, but I'm totally open to like house rules and stuff like that. I'll think on that and let you
Sure.
guys
And
know.
even a pillowcase. I mean, you could convert a pillowcase into a backpack because you're just carrying it, and as soon as combat comes, you let go and it falls to the ground. I mean, until you get your first combat, and after first combat, you get a backpack and a knife.
Well, and I think everyone should have one except for maybe the short round character. Anyways,
Or the
right?
white collar. I think
Everyone's
white
a
collar
soldier.
might not, but that's about
Right,
it.
right. But I think
Yeah.
in this game, everyone's a soldier except for that character.
Well, I think
That's
laser
Oh,
how.
the
rifle,
kid.
Yeah.
like,
I didn't start. Actually, the officer background doesn't start with a backpack.
What?
Hmm.
Oh, that's just
Bizarre.
stupid.
All right. Well. Let's take a look at the list and kind of see what we think we want to grab.
Can we do the vehicle first? That way, it helps us
Yeah.
yeah, if you
know
guys
what
want,
we need for the vehicle.
we can do a vehicle first. Okay, so to choose a vehicle, let's see, let me just scroll down to what I wrote. Uh,
Hmm.
we
Okay.
so
Just a question. Just a question. If we do roll up a what's it called, a tank, can we just immediately downgrade it to an IFV?
I mean, if that's what the majority votes for.
Because
Um,
I don't think a tank would
Yeah,
be of
I think
that
that
much
makes
use.
sense.
so let's see. So
Let's look at
Hopefully, we don't roll that because I will be torn so bad because my character will want the tank, but the player wouldn't.
But in terms of vehicles, so I will say that you get a vehicle, and I know the book states that most vehicles run on booze, but with alcohol being taboo and scarce in the Middle East, and oil being the polar opposite, I'm just going to say the vehicles run on fuel still because it's pretty plentiful.
makes sense.
Okay.
So to roll for a vehicle, I believe it is uh, you roll a 2d6 plus the amount of PCs, so it's a 2d6 plus 5. So /R 2d6 plus 5. Oh, that's a tank.
No kidding.
God damn it!
Christ.
Well,
Well, I get outwrote it. You guys beat me 2-1.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, the APC would probably be more.
Yeah, and yeah, I would
Well,
much
I
rather
would
we.
I would like an IFV if we could.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, an IFV.
what I'm also going to do is I'm going to ask Ramba and Sadoy what they want. So I'm just going to hold on a sec.
Mhm.
Okay,
Eh,
so I'll leave that roll there as a reminder. So I guess we will downgrade to an IFB. So that leaves the choice of what nationality you want the IFB to be from.
I kind of want maybe a BMP.
Alright, so that's one vote for BMP. Anybody else got any?
Let me take a look. See.
Yeah, so which BMP are you looking for?
Like, personally, I'm leaning towards the BMP3. Sorry, not the three, the two, the BMP2. But any of them works in my eyes.
Because you're thinking the 30 millimeter rounds are easier to find.
Yeah,
And it also does come with an ATGM.
and a grenade launcher and a machine gun. It's really armed to the teeth.
Yeah.
It comes with all of those.
Yep.
It's not
Oh
a.
man,
Yeah,
it comes with an automatic grenade
It's not like
launcher.
a. It's
I
not
don't
like
know, man.
great.
That might win it out for me.
Jesus.
like it's ridiculously armed. Like it kind of puts the Bradley to shame, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Bradley's got a 25 mil cannon with a thermal optic, I believe. M240, uh, two tows, and I think it also has, yeah, six M4s, but they're actually just M231s. Um, so yeah, I mean, but if the majority votes for a BMP, then that's what we'll do.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the M4s are just or like just
More
firing
firing weapons,
ports
I
for
know.
the.
That's what I mentioned.
And the other good thing with the BMP, look at the fuel
Hmm.
cost. It's 8 to 12, so I like the BMP.
So group vehicle, you guys want a BMP too?
Hmm.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So I guess, like, just assuming that Sadoy and Ramba, like, what if they don't want it? So I guess Bobby, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah. No. I'm.
Hmm.
I'm fine with this. That
Okay.
looks good.
So let me just write the vehicle is a BMP2.
I
Okay.
mean, it even has better armor too.
Does
But
it?
yeah, it's all fives. Where the Bradley's got four on the sides and rear, and it carries more. But I think it's faster.
What, the Bradley or the BMP?
The Bradley
Uh, travel speeds.
y- by
Bradley's
slight.
Bradley's 9 and 8, and the
Versus 8
BMP
7.
is 8 and
Yeah.
7. Yep. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay. So you've got yourselves a BMP, which we'll say you stole from the Syrians. I don't know if the Syrians actually use BMPs. I'm assuming they do.
Yeah, pretty
T72
sure
or
they do.
plus from Rob.
We stole it somewhere.
Nah, if we're gonna go with a tank, at least go with T80.
Well, are you sure you don't want the BMP3?
Yeah, BMP3. Honestly, not really.
Because it has 100 millimeter and a 30, and look at the fuel. It's
Here's the
almost
thing.
double the fuel.
Also has a.
What's
It also
TM
has a.
opposed to the
Here's the
IR?
thing. It also has a Conquer's ATGM. The the Conquer's is more effective than the 100 millimeter cannon overall.
Wait, I don't know what a Conquer is.
Conquerors is
The
an ATGM.
Oh, the grenade launcher rifle, the
No, no,
automatic
no,
grenade.
no. The missile launcher, like the anti-tank missile launcher. The missile
Okay.
launcher that missile
Yeah.
that fires guided missiles at tank.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an issue because I can't tell if he's joking around, if he's dead serious, but Ramba does want a tank.
Yeah, let me just ask him.
Yeah, because I mean I did bring up the BMP, and I'm just trying to come up with something that at least like the majority can get behind, which we currently do have that, but I just don't want to alienate any of my other players.
Sure.
So. I mean, is it really like the maintenance like really difficult with tanks?
In the game, no, it doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's fuel.
oh,
Fuel is the problem.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing: tanks take in the T series tanks, those take 24 fuel.
Jesus.
well, what does an Abrams have? Because if I might make a Merkava at some point, and that's
But yeah, the Abrams consumes 40 fuel.
Holy shit.
oh my fucking god, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's a big old gas guzzler.
Let me just check the fucking Merkava.
Uh,
Fuel consumption. What's no, fuel capacity is 1,400 liters. Oh wait, actually, are there conversion rules for tanks?
yeah, there are conversion rules for vehicles, like the
Well, I just want to determine
like
how you gauge the fuel consumption, because I might, if it sweetens the pot for everybody, because the Merkava is like a twofer between an APC and a main battle tank. Okay. Oh shit. Well, those conversion rules are just for the
uh,
Weapons
two.
for
No,
alignment.
they have vehicle conversion rules. I'm just saying that they have fuel consumption uh for 2E.
It's 8 to 24. I mean, we could move 3 times as far with a BMP than a tank.
It's really
yeah,
I mean, you think about it, that's always what stops fights in real life combat is if you can't get fuel to the tanks, they're oh shit, the Abrams is 40?
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
yeah. I told you it was a gas guzzler. Like pretty much all the American vehicles are gas guzzlers in this system. Like, let me see. Like the M113 takes more than the BTR. The not sure about the M60, but I'm pretty sure the Bradley takes more than the BMP.
Bradley's is a 12 per square.
While I think the BMP is 8.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I
that's
like the BMP because
yeah.
it
For
beats the Bradley everywhere except for speed. It's faster by 1 hex.
yeah, for, uh, like okay, the Bradley arguably has more armaments, but honestly, why do you need that many firing ports? You already have a 30 millimeter cannon and machine gun.
Needs more guns.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
most cases, it's drop the gate and get the hell out and fight on your own, and let me fight the
Yeah,
vehicle with the weapons. Sitting in there
yeah,
shooting from a hole, that's just, you ain't gonna hit nothing. You're just wasting ammo.
and
I
I
mean,
mean,
how often do you really see them fight like that inside there? They drop them and get out, especially since those things can be blown up so easily.
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah. So, I mean, don't forget we also get an ATGM, which if we run into a Merkava or a T or like a T72, that'll just that'll be a lifesaver.
Yep.
Well, keep in mind if it gets like if it gets a good shot on you, you guys are in for some trouble.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's The thing is that ATGMs tend to have longer ranges than most tank cannons.
Yep,
Yeah.
we just have to spot them
Yep.
ahead of time.
So, okay, I'm definitely going to try to like, I definitely don't want to, like I said, alienate any players by um, how we rolled a tank, but decided to downgrade because I mean, yeah, I tend to, for the path of least resistance, tend to go with like a majority vote, but I don't know, just trying to avoid.
Personally, I just don't think a tank is worth it. Just because, don't get me wrong, their tanks are very well armed most of the time, but
Yeah, it just doesn't seem
the,
like
the
the
thing is that
gas the gas is
yeah,
just
they're
gonna
they're
kill us.
massive fuel hogs. They're like they drink up fuel like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, for the time being, I guess we will just stick with the BMP and then
Yeah.
see how things play out from there. And I'll create a like a character like a web because for some reason with Foundry you can create a vehicle sheet, but you can't create
Hmm.
like you can't add weapons to the sheet. So I'll just make like a weapons sheet for the BMP.
Hmm.
I also don't know
Like
how
a
you're
character.
yeah, like a character sheet for it pretty much.
Okay.
I don't know how you're supposed to like how you roll for how much ammo you start with.
Oh, I think it just isn't that
Yeah, how about we say that we have enough for to fill the magazine of each weapon?
Yeah,
Um,
but you're talking cannons
yeah, I mean, hold on.
and you have different kind of. Well, the 30 millimeters. Do they have multiple? I think they have multiples of 30 millimeters.
Yeah, yeah. It's an auto
AP
cannon.
and HE. Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
HP and HE type weapons.
Well, what's the magazine on the
Shells.
30 mil?
Magazine on
Um,
30 mil.
Yeah.
I think consider, but let me just check. Uh, it's player's manual. Check. Uh,
I
30.
definitely looking into it while you're doing that. I definitely see why Ramba would be interested in a Merkava because Merkava has a 120 millimeter gun. It can fire ATGMs. It has a 50 cal machine gun, three 7.62 machine guns, a Mark 19, and a mortar.
Wait. What the fuck? A mortar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I honestly think that's overkill. Just and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that that would be a specific variant rather than all of them.
So it looks like the 30 millimeter vehicle cannon has a 500 round mag,
Yep.
range of 20 for armor piercing and 25 for high explosives.
Um. Yeah. I don't know. That seems kind of like a lot of ammo, but
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, also I did look up each model of a Merkava. Is it Merkava or Merkava?
Merkava.
Merkava. I got to try to remember that. Has two roof-mounted 7.62 machine guns and another mounted coaxially in the main machine gun. A 60 millimeter mortar is also fitted for firing smoke rounds or suppressing Duggan infantry anti-tank teams.
Oh, so it's more like a smoke. So it's more like a smoke launcher than
No,
anything
they have
else.
smoke dispensers built in, but I'm just saying that they have. They also come with mortars for like long-range fire.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I could shoot mortars too.
But but thing is, just in the story, how the fuck did we get a Merkava?
We
Especially considering that two of our characters are wanted by the IDF.
Are we
Well,
still playing with the story we talked about
of you guys trying to get out of Syria. Yeah.
that we rescued
Oh,
the
the
Russian?
other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can still stick with that. That's just the general.
Yeah,
Um,
but this is trying to say our characters are wanted by the two. At least two of our characters are wanted by the IDF. I don't think that they'll just give us a tank.
Well, no, that maybe the Syrians um, towed it back to wherever we attacked, and it was there, and we stole it. I mean, you could come up with any reason.
Yeah. So I mean, if you
Like,
guys want to have a Merkava,
mm, I still feel like the fuel consumption might be pretty high,
well, remember
and the
you're
ammo
in the
might.
Middle East,
Uh-huh.
so
It,
Still, I think one bigger issue would be the ammo.
that's a consideration.
Like 120 millimeter rounds, those don't grow on trees exactly.
Well, I mean, be conservative with your ammunition.
Yeah, I mean, how many tanks are like like we'd only use it against heavily armored
Here's
targets
the thing: if
anyways.
we're not gonna use it, why bother with it? If we're not gonna
right.
use the cannon, why bother with a vehicle whose main weapon is that 120 millimeter cannon?
Because of armor and like dealing with RPGs, ATGMs, and IEDs, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Still have some.
I think we'll get. I imagine that we will get things that it will be worth using against, but it'll just be about that calculus of like, oh, we only got five left. Do we try without it or no?
I mean, here's the thing: the 30 millimeter cannon will tear through anything except for main battle tanks. If
Yeah,
we see a main battle tank, you run.
yeah. Run
You're
and
not going to see many main battle tanks. I mean,
yeah,
that's not. We're not here to attack people. We're here to
yeah,
survive and get north. So if you
yeah.
see a
Here's the
main
thing.
battle tank, you run.
Yeah, here's the thing. We could always just find. We also have the Conquerors. We can just get out of the tank's range and fire that thing.
Yep. I think in game terms, as much as I would love a main battle tank, I think everybody's going to get bored because you'll travel and then have to sit there for 2 weeks to produce enough
Get
fuel to move
oil.
another day's travel. And let alone that you're going to need a large still. And oh my God, the large still weighs a ton. Holy Jesus.
Like, okay, let's just say that we're using like fuel, regular petrol. We still need to get that from somewhere. It's not gonna. It's We still need to get some of that from somewhere.
Mhm.
Oh, that's true because we're not going to be able to use a still because we're not converted for alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we'll literally be stealing fuel wherever we can.
yeah, yeah. Like, we will have to be finding what was it called? We will have to be going to like refineries, gas stations, like oil, like gas stockpiles, anything like that.
Right.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean,
Yeah, I think the BMP is a better bet, and it gives me enough weapons that I'll be happy to shoot.
all right. Hold on. What I'll do is create a temporary so BMP ammo. Um, so first, where did you find the list of
Mhm.
BMP like magazine capacities and whatnot?
Page 113 is
113.
it's in the vehicle cannons.
Okay. So Jesus Christ, it's a lot of ammo. So just how about what's a
We
fair
just
number like
I'm
for a
I'm
roll?
down for rolling like 5D100s.
I say it's half. It's like 250.
Yeah, I'll roll two well, not two, roll D250. Let's see. So you guys start with 67. We'll say that's 67 rounds for of AP. So AP rounds. Now I'm going to roll for HE rounds. 32. HE. Um,
Right,
and
fair enough. We could say that this that the main cannon was pretty spent when we found this thing.
yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, now what's next?
The automatic grenade launcher gun.
Okay, the automatic grenade launch.
Mhm.
So, what is the magazine on that? I think it's like 30 something.
It's the AGS 17.
Yeah, well,
It's
I
in
know
the
that.
Soviet armor.
I know. I just want to know how much ammo it has.
Yeah, I believe it
29.
is
Yeah, it's 29.
29.
So
Yeah,
for
20,
that,
29 grenade.
uh,
It's belts of 29 grenades.
all right. So you've got 11 grenades left. Not sure. And then I guess I'll roll like a D3 for how many missiles you get. Or D3. 3 missiles. You guys got lucky.
Oh, that's nice.
3 ATGMs.
Whoa, shit! What happened?
What?
Uh, hello. I just heard. I think so. I think Tom choked up on something.
Yeah, it's morning time until I get
Hmm.
myself all clear because of our dry heat here. It's horrible.
Oh,
Alright, um, so yeah, you've got 3 ATGMs, and then for the PKM, it's just D100,
we
51
can
rounds
say
per
that we
minute.
start with a belt of ammo for it, just
Yeah, you should
because it,
start with a belt and ammo for that.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, so yeah, so in total your ammo, you got 67 AP rounds, 32 HE, 11 grenades in the launcher, 3 ATGMs, and the PKM is a full belt. And we're going to make that viewable to you guys. Um, there's okay journal, and then so, observer. Okay, so you should be able to see in the journal BMP ammo. Let me know if you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you got your vehicles sorted out. And now um, for group gear.
Group. Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, Ramba, I think at one point he mentioned wanting to have like a bolt action sniper rifle. Um, so I'm going to leave one gear item up to him, but the rest of it, 4 items to pick from, and the list is on, I believe, page 18.
All right. I think if no one else has binoculars, we should probably get binoculars
I
because
think I'm pretty sure I have them.
yeah.
Yeah, the officer gets binoculars.
Okay. Okay.
Let me just check, just so
Want to keep our
we're not
distance
mistaken on this.
from from a main battle tank. We should keep an eye out for them.
Wait, what about a tank?
Just if we need, if like the only way we can take on a tank is from range, we should have something to keep, spot them at range.
Oh yeah, good point.
So the assassin.
And then overall, how are we doing on uh food and
Oh
water?
shit! I don't think. Hey, is anyone playing as special forces? Because if not, I actually don't have binoculars.
No, I don't think anyone. I'm not special forces.
I was planning
Oh,
on going special forces the next term, but I rolled war.
Well, then we can make
anyway,
one of our items binoculars.
All right,
yeah.
add
Let's
it to the
make.
list.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, then let's just see what's next. So whose pick was that?
That can be my pick.
Okay. Yeah, who wants to go next?
Why don't you go?
All right, then let me just look at the list. Just digging through it. It's somewhere in here. Okay, there. Do we have a basic toolkit?
I do, yeah.
Let me see. 2 ammo belt for machine gun. I don't think we have any belt-fed machine guns that's outside of BKM.
Well, I think who's the is was Sadoi going to be the heavy? weapons guy?
Let me check.
No.
No, I'm the heavy weapons guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and you picked an RPK, right?
No, I have. Yeah, RPK. Yeah, that's right. Yep, sorry.
Yeah. RPK. I think you picked the RPK, the standard RPK, the one
Correct.
with the 90 round magazine. I think it was the 90 round drum.
Yep,
For what?
75 drum. Or is a drum or belt? I don't remember, but
Yeah,
it's 75 rounds.
the RPK, the original one that was based on the AKM, uses what fuck it uses drums.
Yeah, and I rolled really good on ammo, so I've got plenty of ammo for
Oh, the
that one.
RPK, I believe. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a drum. Never mind. I was thinking it was like one long ass.
Yeah, no, that was a later model.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Okay.
Um.
How about I'm thinking either fuel or maybe some extra ammo for the Galil, or some or either some more food or water.
Yeah, I think that making sure that we have enough water will, I feel like water is going to be the toughest thing to get. Our water and fuel would probably be good things to take.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
take.
and I only rolled one water, so we're already starting short because of
All
me.
right. All right. You can pick. You can pick water. I'll pick fuel.
Alright. So.
Yeah, I just think that having a full tank at all times is a good option.
Alright. So I'll roll a d6 for water.
Hmm.
Well, hold on a second. If we can get the radios, I'm getting the radios.
Is that an option on the list? A radio?
I'm asking
Oh.
Oh, we have a
because the
radio.
list is so limited
Yeah.
that you,
I have a.
it's up to you how to play it. I allow
Yeah,
different things
my
if somebody wants it.
yeah,
I
my
will
character
the
has a My character has a ham radio.
no. I want the special forces radios, little radios with the headgear. So when you're whoever's out scouting doesn't have to deal with it. It's they've got their radios, and you can actually communicate with the vehicle.
Yeah. So it says if you want to trade something in the list for something else of similar value, um, if you can determine what on the list would be of similar value, I
Oh,
would.
it's on the list. It's 100 and well, it's 100 and it's on page
No,
127.
I'm
So
talking about in
they're
the group gear list. Because it
oh
says if you want to trade something in the list for something else of similar value, the referee can allow it.
We
okay.
could trade out the launcher, trade out the launcher from the list
Yeah, hold on, let me look.
because we already have some pretty good anti-tank capabilities.
So,
Like we have the anti-tank grenades along with the 30 millimeter cannon and the Conkers.
And any sniper rifle, the Barrett is 1,000, if I remember
yeah,
correctly, because I
so
just
yeah, the
traded my dirt bike
radios.
for it.
Yeah, the price is 500, so I would yeah, I mean I know like I said, Rambo was at least hinting at wanting a hunting rifle, so I'll leave that up to him. So if you uh, trade for a radio, so hold on. So far you guys want fuel, a radio, binoculars, and water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
So add it to
Okay,
the list.
just okay. Here's a suggestion for you, Tom. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
All right. I was thinking maybe we could take one of the American radios and reskin it as a stolen Israeli radio.
And that wasn't as much fuel as I was hoping.
Yeah,
Hmm? Hmm? What?
18 liters of fuel.
Whatever. Some fuel is better than no fuel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like 2.5 days or 2.5.
Yep.
and I mean you do. I believe you start with a full tank. right?
No,
No,
half a tank.
Oh, half a
yeah,
tank.
usually it's half. Yeah,
Okay,
usually
half a
it's half a
tank.
tank.
Okay. So let me excuse me. Let me look at Soviet vehicles. Um, so if you got fuel capacity is like fuel cap is half of that would be if it's 425, 2. So rounded up, that's 213 fuel. So
That
let's
brings
So which page is that?
231
231.
with the 18 extra.
Oh, the 18 extra. Okay. So yeah, I thought you were talking about page number. I was like, what? Let me also. I'll just write it in the BMP section. So um, uh, 213.
Yeah, we get.
All right. So
So let me just do the math for how many days of fuel is that?
How many squares we move?
Oh, okay. Let me just see how many squares of fuel that is.
yeah,
So
because you're
we
gonna
start. How many
start.
fuel do
You're
we
gonna
start
start
off
right
with?
right about there, just so you know.
Okay,
And
so
there's
let's just do the math for how much fuel we start off with. So you said that we start off with 4, 5 divided by 2, so that's 212 plus 18. So we start off
no, it's
with
213
230
plus
fuel.
18.
Oh, okay, 213 plus 18, so that'd be 231 liters, which is
Fuel
just give me a
consumption per
moment to do the.
hex is 8, I believe.
Yep. So that means we can travel almost 29 hexes.
Yeah, I'll round up, and like my rules, I always round up. So
I
yeah.
remember if we get into a city, then we're going to be running through more fuel there. And if we're off roading, then it's even less squares because it's half of that. So that would be only if you're riding on road.
Hmm.
So I mean, we got enough fuel to get somewhere to go steal more fuel, pretty much.
Yeah. Hmm. We can. I think one of our top priorities should be to look for signs of fuel and ammo stores.
Yep.
Make sure we're topped up on everything we have.
So that's good to know. And also group inventory. Well, Ramba was the one who wanted the hunting rifle, and then you voted on taking water, and I rolled a d6, so you get 3 bottles of water.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I don't know if you added it to the sheet. If you didn't, I can, but
I updated it.
okay, cool. So, um, yeah. So then we've uh, so we've done the vehicle inventory. We've got the vehicle. We've got the gear. Then the last thing on my list is based on all I've described. You guys want to work? If you haven't already figured out your moral codes and big dreams and things about your characters, if you want to piece together how your guys know each other and all that, then go for it.
Well, let's see. How did the Russian medic desert with these Lebanese guys?
Or you need to tell him what we talked about
Oh,
Well,
right,
so
to get
right.
him up to speed.
I am aware of the yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what our big plan is, that you're the person we need to get the hell out of there
Yeah.
because you got all the information in your head and you won't tell anybody.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not sure how, because I had a conversation with Tom and Laser Rifle a few nights ago, and I'm not sure necessarily how much would need to be, divulged, but the general idea is that, because I've already, we've already, like, these three characters we've already kind of got plotted out. It's a damn shame that we don't have the other two, but,
Mm-hmm.
the general idea with you guys is, yeah, the Lebanese, uh, were fighting in Syria. They extracted you, and now we're all trying to get out of the country,
Mm-hmm.
because you've got classified intelligence that'll cause a lot of problems out here and all that.
All right. And so then it was the three of us. It was the Russian and the two Lebanese soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did what were the other ones doing? The
That's the
American.
problem. I have no idea what they were doing because Sadoy never discussed you know his character, and of course he didn't show up, and Ramba, I've had very minimal communication with him, which is kind of
Right.
atypical, but all I know is the kind of character that he wanted to play. Um, but apart from that, I don't know. Like, I haven't even seen his character sheet, so um, there's very little we're able to do with that.
Well, we can just so presumably if we have the Russian IVF, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Russian what?
The BMP2.
Yeah.
So presumably the Russian deserter and the Lebanese guys, they busted out somehow. It went terribly, but they ended up in this tank and or this IVF and ran away.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, we're easy.
And
Just getting the other
so
two.
I mean, we could just say that like this American and this whatever, background that the driver character is, they were, they were escaping from something together, some terrible battle where everyone died or whatever. I don't know. And they were basically just broken down on the side of the road. There's a brief standoff, but we needed someone that could drive. So we took the kid, and the American would, you know,
All right. That's a very good story. I like it. Yeah.
that's
What?
like,
Yeah. So, is there anything
And I
else?
think, and I would even play it by ear, that to find out if they, well, until you get their sheet, you really can't roll them in because you don't know what their backgrounds are and what they have in mind. And you might have to just in character bring them in with the first encounter, you know?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
possibly. I mean, I tend to try to want to get them all included in one go, but I know that's not necessarily how it always works. Which I mean, it's fine. There's no set like rule set on uh how you're supposed to bring in all the PCs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bobby, what is your character's name?
we'll say I was gonna try and find a more, because like I found this guy that's more like more
East
Asian
Asian.
sort of looking. I was gonna try and find a better name, but I couldn't. So I'm gonna go with Carp. We'll stick with Carp Grigorov.
All right, my big dream is done. And then Laser, what is your character's name for? I'm gonna make you my buddy.
So my character is called Rafi al-Fahmi, or Rafiq al-Fahmi.
Say the name slow so I can hear it clear.
Rafiq,
Rafik.
R-A, yeah,
Okay.
R-A, mm-hmm, uh-huh, L, which is A-L.
Can you type it in chat? That might be easier.
Ah, just a moment.
That way I can copy and paste.
Okay, okay, so just a moment,
Yep.
okay, mm, there, fixed it.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And Cody, do we know what town we're heading to in Turkey?
We're in in Turkey. Well, admittedly, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just do open quotes,
Yeah.
and you can let us know
Yeah,
at a later
I'll
time.
work something out. I'm still just trying to kind of figure like story bits out and develop it as time goes on. But I guess I mean I'm not sure. Um, well, I'll figure something out. So
So remind me, which one, where exactly are we starting off?
you start off up here.
Just a moment. Hmm. Oh, okay.
Right up
So
here.
the
Where?
object is we need to get over here to head north, then, right?
Well, the thing is if you drive there, you're crossing the border, but there are coastal cities and settlements that could theoretically,
Mhm.
have a ship that can get you to Turkey or out of the country in general.
Okay.
Guessing there are complications along the way that make this a lot less simple.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
exactly.
Well, I know you're playing with a custom map, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
confirm
Because
Turkey
you're
would
in
be up this road is the big thing.
no, because Turkey is not connected to Syria as far as I could be mistaken though. Let me check. Syria.
Syria is connected to Turkey.
Oh, I'll be
The
damned.
whole northern border,
Yeah,
the
well,
whole northern border is Turkey.
but you're on the border of like Lebanon and Israel though, and like that's how far south you are.
Oh, so that's like right between. So that's right around the Golan.
Yeah,
Uh,
the problem is the map is it needs to turn 90 degrees to work. That's what throws it off. If you turn the map 90 degrees, then you're the ocean or the med should be to the east, not to the north.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what's throwing it off.
oh,
That's
I
what
mean,
confused me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you could rotate the map and just rotate your text.
well, I mean, all I can say is for the time being that like like that would actually I don't know. The general idea I had just for this is just to keep it simple is that you're trying to find naval transportation there because the position you are in Syria
Okay.
is not easily is not exactly easy to travel through.
Okay. That works. As long as we know we need to look for naval
Yeah.
instead of trying to do it through land. That
Yeah, so you're
works.
basically just hugging the coast because that would be an easier way to get past the Syrians.
so okay, just okay. can't really see the map just because of what I'm using. So can someone just screen share?
I'll do it. Or screen share. Well, would somebody else be able to do that? Because of got OBS streaming, so or not like streaming.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn off
Hey
my.
guys. Hey,
Oh
Sedone
boy.
finally got here.
Yep.
Okay. So would we be able to do some a little introductory thing for our characters?
What do you mean?
Like I don't know, some kind of like some like 30 minutes to establish how we got some basic stuff like how we got the BMP and
Well, I mean, like
stuff.
if you're talking about like gameplay, I'd rather save that for session 1.
Mhm. Oh, I was thinking maybe at least we could meet at least one important NPC.
Well, like I said, you're starting out on, like I don't know, sort of be like a highway, but you're just starting off in the northeast corner, and
Hmm
like the general idea I had, like, I mean, I guess just for context, just to kind of, because I was originally going to say this for the opening narration, and you're still going to hear it in the opening narration, but you're on the run from the Syrians,
Okay.
and like it basically, you stole the BMP, you got out, and they're right on your ass. So that's just how it opens up.
Now we have our new member. Now we can figure out how he gets in this vehicle.
Yep, that's good point.
And just so Tom, which character are you? Your character is one of the younger Lebanese guys?
I am. I think I'm like early 30s. Does it even give age anywhere?
Well, you start at 18 and then you roll for age for each term.
Yeah. Hold on. I got to switch to roll 20 because I built him in roll 20.
Oh, I got you.
But there's no age in the sheet.
No, I guess not.
Is there? Let me.
'Cause I think
Yeah, I
my
didn't check
guy
that.
was like 30 something. Oh no, 26.
But
Yeah.
I think I'm around 30. So I'm a sergeant
hmm
in the Lebanese army.
Or we did say. Never mind. Never mind.
No, I'm still in the. That's my life path. So I'm no longer in the army,
Mhm.
but I would still probably be wearing my fatigues because that's.
Mhm.
I'm 31.
Yeah.
But I'm this big mound of muscle. Um, but I always have a nice smile on my face. I just think this is the best thing in life is running around and getting to kill people or shoot people, I should say. So that's how I play with this guy. He's just like enjoying life. He's like, I wouldn't want it any other way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, my character is a bit of a foil to that. He's like the smaller, more tactically minded, stoic officer type.
All right, cool beans.
But you notice that he's very protective of the officer, though.
Sammy is.
Yeah, Sammy is, yeah.
Okay.
So as my moral code is, all problems can be solved with the right application of force. That so fits Sammy.
hmm Yeah, my character's my character's moral code is pretty simple as well. Let me just pull it up. Don't be an idiot. Do your best to only fight the fights you can win.
Okay. And then mine is kind of like a portly Russian. He's got more like sort of facial features. 26 medic in the Soviet army, and he's just like a nice guy. He kind of got in over his head when he got conscripted into the armed forces. He was a medic, and his moral code is you need to help civilians in need. He kind of saw a lot of shit, and now he wants to make up for it however he can.
Cool.
And our new guy, is he at his mic?
He's still muted, I think.
No, I'm
Oh,
here
okay.
now.
Okay.
Hey, Sadoy, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. I'm
Okay,
just
perfect.
digging up my character sheet.
And so
Did I send you
I don't know.
Did I send you the login stuff for? Oh yeah, I did.
You did.
Okay.
So just as like kind of a rundown for the three of us, the Russian was working with these Lebanese guys to
Well,
get
I
some.
told him in the
Okay.
Road to Wusad chat.
My character's a wiry frame American mechanic, Sergeant 25. Really doesn't want to be here. You know, America's been nuked. Why am I wasting my time in the Middle East? Kind of thing. Really good with machines. Not so good at everything else.
And what was his name?
His name is Mike Reynolds.
So maybe Mike was inside the BNP repairing it when we stole it. And now he's stuck with us.
Why would he
he's
be?
an American as opposed to a Russian.
It's a
Yeah.
Syrian BMP, mate. It's a Syrian BMP. I don't think an American would be repairing a Syrian BMP.
Yeah, good luck trying to get him in.
I mean, you know, maybe you guys could say that you found him. I mean, of course, Sadoy, if you got any, input on it.
I was thinking you guys probably like, driving off with the BMP away from the Syrians. Reynolds is stumbling around through the desert because the 32nd doesn't exist anymore. And he sees the BMP, kind of panics, hides under a bush. Maybe you guys like blow a tire or something, and Reynolds decides, okay, these idiots don't know what they're doing. And he gets up and comes over, is like, look, I'll fix your BMP for you, but you got to give me a ride out of here.
That makes sense.
All right.
Or you could be like, it could just be like Cherry's. I was the driver for Cherry's campaign, and the first shift, I splatted the drive roll. We crashed, popped the leak in the fuel tank. It was just comical. I was like,
Oh
"Are
my
you kidding
God.
me?" First roll of the game, I splatted and we crashed. It was awesome.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that could work because we stole this vehicle and it could have had problems and we didn't know it. And
Yeah,
Maybe one of the tracks gets blown off, or there's like like one of the piston brakes or something like that.
Right.
it goes wrong with the engine or something.
Yeah, do keep in mind the BMP is a tracked vehicle, so.
And I always
so-
confuse them with BTRs. All Russian vehicles are the same to me.
Yes, yes, the T80 is the same as the BTR.
Just a big BMP.
Actually, So wait, does that make the UAZ a small BTR?
Yes, a small non-tracked. No, a small a small BTR with no armor and no gun.
And 4 wheels.
And less wheels.
I say looking at this BMP info, it's like, god damn, you guys definitely chose wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, just
I mean, holy
yeah,
shit.
we did we picked it just because of how fucking armed it is. Like it's a fucking beast.
Yeah, and I mean it's pretty balanced in terms of its like its speed and its fuel consumption and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Like, there is the BMP-3, which has more capacity for fuel and has a 100 millimeter cannon, but honestly, I prefer the versatility of the BMP-2.
Yeah, and I mean it only okay, that's just weird. So, um it says look, there's like an errata here. With BMP-1, it says it has the same capacity, like crew capacity, as the BMP-2, and the descriptions kind of counter that. They're saying BMP-1 carries 8 passengers, BMP-2 carries 7. But in the whatever.
We can just, by the way, I uh, we should make stats for the Milyutka and put it on the BMP-1 at some point.
The what?
The like the Malyutka, like that really old Russian ATGM, like you know that ATGM which the BMP-1 has in Wargame Red Dragon.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Here, let me just show it to you. There, share the link. There,
Oh, that.
then the
Okay, here I am.
All right, Robo.
Excited.
Hey,
hi there.
So just as a quick run through, and this also goes for Sidoi. So basically, the general, like, quick elevator pitch. So I just mentioned that I'm not the best at making shit up on the fly, but this is going to be like a as we go sort of campaign. This is set, in the aftermath of the nukes with Syria and Israel, and you guys are all trying to get out of the country. I discuss, in terms of subject matter, controversial stuff, and saying we're going to kind of, avoid that, but everybody's saying like just avoid demonization. We're good. Asked what experiences we're looking for, and the general consensus is that it's going to be like a, more casual, fun sort of story, and went over some house rules and codes of conduct, which I'll post in the chat. Um, Whenever we decided most of our gear, I left the last one up to you, Ron, because I thought you said you wanted a bolt action rifle.
Yeah, I wanted a bolt action rifle or a sniper rifle.
Okay.
So what are the options I got?
Um, well, they don't list specific kinds in the in the
Yeah.
book. They just say hunting rifle. So if you have one in mind, just let me know.
Car 98A with a sniper scope.
Deal.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
and
well,
I
you could also say that. Yeah, by the way, just as a
So the
point of
10-year-old
reference,
kid has a German World War II sniping rifle.
just just wanted to say that there was a version of the Car 98 that the Israelis used at one point, which used 7.62 instead of the German round.
And also, Rumba, I'll send you the Roll20s, or not Roll20, the Foundry login stuff.
Okay, cool. You can also put it as the topic of the chat. You talk to John about it, so people can just click that.
All right. So I mean, let me just. Where's the? Well, I mean, it's just that each player has their own access code, just as a precaution to prevent random idiots from just joining and messing with people's sheets. So, all right. But anyway, so yeah. And then, so we discussed group gear. We had a majority vote to start with the BMP2 because the thing's armed to the teeth. The rest of the gear, we voted for starting with binoculars, 3 bottles of water, unfortunately 18 liters of fuel, and a radio. And also mentioned that vehicles in this, usually most of them in the base game run on alcohol, but because alcohol is forbidden in the Middle East and oil is very plentiful, the vehicles still run on fuel.
It's not really that forbidden in the Middle East. It's just usually
Well,
done by Christian communities.
yeah. I was gonna say it's usually taboo in a lot of places, but you're much more likely to find it in like Lebanon or parts of
Basically,
Syria.
places with a huge Christian population. Like one of the
Yeah,
best wines you can get in the Middle East is actually in Iran in the Shiraz region.
yeah. But
And it's
yeah, you're
also
still
rather a modern phenomenon because, like in even if you read like Arabian Nights, uh, the elites would also drink alcohol.
But the thing is, it was still probably still not that available, and still comparatively scarce.
Yeah, the regular fuel would be easier to find there.
Yep.
Hmm.
That shit needs to be refined.
Doesn't I mean, there are refineries there. Like I'm pretty sure there's even a refinery on the map.
Yeah, the Taraba Fuel Depot.
But the thing is we're starting with regular fuel. If later on we want to change to alcohol, all it takes is our mechanic to spend one shift to turn our engine into alcohol again, which is
Yeah.
nothing. And then we could start finding fuel or making our own fuel if we had to.
And we were also, another thing we were discussing shortly before you showed up was we were kind of getting to how our characters met each other, and just to go over what we've agreed on so far. So the 2 Lebanese guys are trying to get the Russian deserter out of the country because he's got intel that that's kind of value to the Israelis and the Syrians. On their way making an escape from the Syrians, they found a U.S. straggler from the 32nd named Mike Reynolds, and they're like, "Hey, we need a mechanic." And she's like, "Sure, I need a ride out of here." So that's how they met up, and so now it just kind of falls on like about your character, like just trying to get him figured out and get his role in the group.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Just looking at this right now, I got 4 out of 5 for hit capacity. Well, where are we starting in Syria? That probably would also help.
Uh, we're near the border of Lebanon and Israel, in that like sort of
Land,
southern
pretty
region.
much.
And in terms of where we start in the
Yeah.
map, I just pinged it like right up here. Also, what I'll do is I'll just draw like an X in the upper left. So that's not how you do it. Wait, draw freehand. So
And the reason
Tom,
I'm
could you
saying is
just
that if we go to Kurdstown, I can just be a Kurdish kid.
hey, Tom, could you just give me a screenshot of the new the map with the X?
Oh, hold on. Maybe size
Hang
down.
on.
And then show.
okay.
There you go.
Yeah, the X is
Thanks.
in the upper right.
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
So should I use the stat block of the Carnate 8K from Weapons of the World handout on the PDF?
Oh, there's carnate and infantry weapons.
Yep, page 60.
Oh shit. Let me check that.
Of course, it's going to be there because guess what? There's going to be lots of that due to the fact is the original game was set in Europe, and there's still even Nazi bunkers in Poland.
I'll be dipped in dog shit. There it is. Yeah, if you've converted it, I'm not sure if you have or not, but the conversion rules. If you got it all set up, then yeah, just go ahead and add it to your sheet, and then you also
What's the
start.
conversion rules?
What?
What's the conversion rules?
They're in the referee manual on page 109.
Players? No,
Referees.
referee. Cool.
And in the meantime, so while you're doing that, they say, where's
There's also the fact is I'm rolling with a 10, 12, and a 10 for driving tracked vehicles.
am I?
So
Also,
I don't know how to drive that BMP, but apparently this kid does.
Fucking random kid knows how to drive a BMP.
Played a lot of video games.
There wasn't that many games.
But yeah, so
Reticle
in terms of
gun.
sniper or hunting rifle, including D3 reload, so I'll just roll D3 to determine how much ammo you get. D3, 2 reloads.
What would you say to the guy that's? Oh, by the way, does anyone have a command skill higher than C?
No.
No, I don't have command. I'm empathy. Crap.
And there is no 8mm, so we're going with the 762, right?
Yeah,
Variant rifle.
sure.
Yeah. You can say that this is the converted Israeli version if you want.
Yeah.
From Mauser, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Rambo, you're fine with the IFE. I know you really wanted the tank, and I would really
The
have a
only
tank
reason I want
too.
to take is because it's going to be really fucking a lot of effort and a lot of like crying.
With the fuel you're thinking about, right?
Well,
Yeah, it's like, oh great, we got to get more ammo. We need to do like lots of bitch maintenance checks, all of that. Why not?
The maintenance isn't much more. It's still you just need to do it once a week, but you have to do that for every vehicle. It's more fuel and also ammo. I mean, we still don't even have a lot of ammo for this thing. The only thing we have really good on is missiles. We have 3 missiles. We rolled good on the missiles, but I mean, we've got some 30mm shells. But I just think, plus the other issue is we're heading to Turkey, and we need to go by boat. So to try to find a boat that the tank isn't going to sink, it's probably easier with the
It
IFE.
really depends on what Turkey is feeling at the moment.
Wait, I'm
Because
sorry, I missed you
once
there.
we reach the Turkish border, what's not going to say we all get fucking executed?
Well, we're definitely gonna get murdered by the Syrians, so it's kind of like it's either
50-50
this or
chance.
that, you know.
We can die here, or we can die in Turkey. Take your pick.
And in Turkey, there's at
We
least a
could die
chance they won't
here.
murder
We could
us.
die here. Actually, it's actually a three-way split. We die here at the hands of the Syrians. We die here at the hands of the Israelis, or we die in Turkey.
Yep, pretty much.
Maybe die in Turkey.
That's the hope, is not die in Turkey, but get to our contact, which is where we're heading. Because Rambo, you know the whole scoop of what's going on, right?
We're going north. That's all I know. You really want to talk to a kid about that stuff? Let's see here.
No. This is some intelligence that the Israelis are sending their paratroopers for. I don't think we're sharing that with the kids.
No. I mean, but out of character, just so he
Yeah.
has kind of a rough idea of what's going on.
Context.
Yeah.
Also,
in
Cody,
character.
did you tell Cody? Did you tell Bob what his character knows? What the
Yeah, I
character's
did.
intel is? Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, in terms of the general situation, did I mention that to you, Ramba?
Basically, someone had a very fancy thing, so we're heading up there.
Yeah, it's just the Russian was a deserter from the Syrian side, and you know the two Lebanese were sent to go get him out and take him to Turkey. And on the way, they found Mike, and he's trying to get out of the country too because he got fucking left behind when the 32nd Armored fled.
And now we need to figure out how we found the kid.
We ran them over. We picked them up, put them in the back because we felt bad.
I'd like to think it was a conscript of the Syrians. We just said we just made him. He was just fixing the thing. We just ordered him to drive.
With or without a gun to the back of his head.
Without, just a gentle pat on the shoulder.
And I assume I have a sniper scope with this, right?
Yeah,
So
true.
I can just. I got. And you rolled a D3 already?
Yeah, I rolled a D3. You get two clips, and I'm saying clips as in not like slang for magazines.
Okay, so I got 10 bullets in addition.
Yep.
Yeah, better make them count.
The reason I'm saying that is because I got a D12 in agility, and I'm like, okay, and range combat's a D8. Might as well be dedicated to marksman.
Did you get the sniper, especially?
I could switch out tracks for that with the GM's permission. It'll be a D10 plus a D12, and then the sniper's slow aim.
Yeah, and that's good because then you could just say, you know what, I'm going to sniper aim and I'm going to target heads.
You don't need the specialty to do that. Sniper aim requires a scope, if I recall.
Yeah.
Right. It just gives you a +1 to the attack. The sniper thing just gives you +1 for sniping.
+2. Oh no.
Sorry.
No, this is specialty.
+2
Yeah,
if
especially.
you're prone or have a stable position.
You meaning is that if I use a sniper rifle, I get a +1 on top of that?
Correct. Yep.
I mean, if you want it, then sure.
Okay, no, it's fine. So, how are we doing languages? Are we going to need to actually all have the same base language?
Yeah, what I did is kind of like with John's game. I ruled it to where you can have up to 2, and if you have linguist, you get a third.
So I think we've established we're probably going to do Arabic as our mutual language.
Oh, nice.
Pretty sure we did.
Yeah, that's 3 successes. Crit is 4, so that's a crit. People are going to start screaming now that there's a sniper.
All right, guys.
Don't like
Is it
doing
all right
that.
if I duck out now? I gotta get
sure.
back to painting.
Sure. Well, thanks for showing up and helping us get this stuff sorted.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get this going.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you guys know when. I think session 1 will be either on the 4th of July. Oh wait, probably not the 4th of July. That was a stupid decision. In that case, almost certainly on the 25th
Of June?
of July.
Of July. Okay, yeah, that works.
Because John's going to be doing his game on the 11th, I believe, and if Knock Phoenix does every third Sunday for his Alien game, then it's going to be on the 18th. So the 25th is the only non-4th of July Sunday.
Sounds good.
So
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds
see you guys
good.
then.
Just make sure to post that in the
I
chat.
will do. Definitely. I'll probably create like a scheduled game link in the just as everybody has like a reminder, because I think it also notifies you.
So I've got a dumb question with Foundry. So we've
I
got
have a dumb answer about Foundry.
this big white hooded dude. Is there a way to change that?
Yeah, he can assign pictures for the items.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just the default image for a
How do you
character.
do the roles? That's what I want to know.
How you do the roles, you go to your character sheet and like say you wanted, I have like my test PC. Say you were just rolling straight strength, you have the rating like of whatever,
Okay.
and then
Cool.
you click base dice, like there's a button of D12, and when you click that, there's modifier. You can have like -1, +1, whatever, and then do like that.
So, oh yeah, that's a D10, my D. Okay, that makes sense. Then
And,
for gear, do I just do the same, like click on my M16? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Nice.
Yeah. You're gonna add our pictures there, which will be nice too, because then it'll be like,
Well, I mean, I
who's
already
doing it?
added pictures for your character. I mean, barring Ron because he hasn't sent me his picture yet. But yeah, I mean,
But I'm talking about, so when we roll that head thing would be our picture, right?
yeah,
Instead of this, the whole thing. I don't know how. I
yeah,
could do it as a player, so hopefully you could do it as GM.
yeah. The GM has to be the one to assign the picture, but for some reason, like it didn't show when I did my test roll. It did not show my icon when I rolled it, which is weird. But it does show up for the weapon. Like I was doing like this test roll, for example, and this shows up
Yep.
because I
Hey
added
guys,
the
I'll be right
picture.
back. I got a friend stopping at the house.
Oh,
I'll be
that's
right
cool.
back.
Sure.
So what else do we need to do? Anything else?
Have you completely filled out your character sheets? All right. Okay. There's Rambo's weapon. I'll go ahead and add that.
Oh, there's the buddy. We forgot
Oh
about the
yeah, good
buddy.
point.
I'll just probably pick what was he called again? Sammy. Yeah, that was the one. So, so who's the stick in our group?
Me.
What's the name of the character?
Mike Reynolds.
Mike. Okay, I picked up Mike.
All right. Added the icon of your sheet, Ramba.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the car 98, I mean.
So okay, we all have a unit morale of 6 as you're within sight or hearing distance of me.
Of 6. I thought it would be. I thought your command was C.
No, sorry, C. Sorry, C. I misspoke. Yeah, we have unit morale of D8. So unit morale C. So that, yeah, I would say that should give us a pretty good opportunity to resist things like suppression.
Yep. And I mean, I think some people already have, they might have, you know, personal coolness under fires of like B or A. So
Yeah, I personally have A. So for me, it's the coolness under fire rules or AC.
nice.
Mine's BC.
Right. And
All right, I'm back.
All right, cool.
all right, just don't forget to pick a buddy and describe how you met the group.
And of course, pick your moral
What was
code.
our
To
unit
make sure.
morale? Or unit morale was C, right?
Yeah, unimorals is D8.
Yeah, we should be good on that front. Oh, one
Everyone
thing I
was
should
bad.
note, I decided to pick up tactician with the with my character.
Oh, that's nice.
Very.
So that means
Right?
whenever we
Lose all
encounter an
your men
enemy,
and now are in the run if you had tactician.
tactician isn't a magic auto win button.
It should be.
Auto win buttons, I love it.
Right, you try fighting against the Mercury on me, then we'll talk.
I mean, I learned enough to know is you do not go against the Israelis because they have air support, and unless you got missiles, you're going to get bombed to hell.
Well, my character doesn't give a shit about that.
Hey, we have missiles now. We have 3.
Yeah, anti-tank missiles, not anti-air.
It can be anti-air with enough work.
Sammy
Point
just
that
doesn't care.
launcher
It
up.
depends on how good on math you are that you can pull that off. That's all I'm saying.
Sammy will just pick
Intelligent
up the rocket
trade.
and throw it. Okay, how's that sound?
He, he'll use a he'll turn an RPG into an igloo with how strong his throw is.
So,
So
Cody, do we get a BMP sheet?
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a vehicle
Okay.
sheet for the BMP.
Hey, I just fucking realized something. Fuel isn't completely out, at least for the Syrians. You know what that means?
No.
They might very feasibly have still have air support.
Uh-oh.
Everyone's going to have enough fuel here. There's probably going to be Heinz, all of that.
Mhm. Yeah, though probably the war between Syria and the Israelis probably took out a lot of air support on both sides.
Yep, especially if there were electromagnetic pulses from nuke fire.
Yeah, but still, since they have the fuel, that means that there is still potential for like MiGs or Heinz.
I mean, we got a 30 mil, so I'd be less scared of a Hind. Now, a a MiG is horrifying. Run.
I'm going to be terrified of anything that has napalm bombs.
I'm not scared of a Hind because the 30 mil can shoot at the Hind, but we can't shoot at the fucking MiG.
Or a Stinger
What
somewhere.
makes you think that Hind is going to go into machine gun range or chain gun range when it can just fire its air
30
to
mil autocannon can
missiles?
fire a long. Like, remember, the 30 mil is the same autocannon that the fucking
Here's
Tunguska
the
uses.
thing about if we're
So-
talking about the Mil 24, if we're talking Heinz and specifically the Mil 24, you do know that they tend to have 30 millimeter cannons of their own, right?
Not just that, anti-tank missiles.
Yeah, an anti-tank
That's a
missile.
bigger
They have
problem.
like they have a
You'll
variant.
just and also you like the Middle East does have green like shrubs and trees. So what
Yeah.
happens if it decides to just pop out of the tree line and then shoot it and then pop
Yeah.
back?
Not to mention there are some pretty mountainous areas that you can use to lay
I'm just
ambushes.
saying that we have a better chance of defending ourselves against a Hind than a MiG. We can engage a Hind. We can't engage a MiG.
Just think, if we do come across a MiG, he shoots us, he kills us, then we get to do another session 0 and make new characters.
And be MiG pilots this time.
But why stress about it? We can't fight him anyway. We hide.
We
If-
just accept the death.
So
Yeah,
the
pretty
next set of
much.
characters.
Yeah. I don't think we'll be finding Hind. I mean, even though they have fuel, it's going to be so rare, and it's going to be tactical use of the fighters, not just fly over and shoot a lonely.
That one BMP exists,
yeah,
and that is a sin against God.
He's not going to worry about us by ourselves. If we were grouped with a bunch of other stuff, then I would be more worried.
Keep in
But-
mind
You say that,
you're in a
but-
Syrian vehicle, so the Hinds are not going to shoot at you unless you shoot at them.
Okay, so now we have to be scared of the Apache instead, which is even
Yeah.
worse.
Wait, don't
Or
the
Israeli
Israelis have
fighters.
don't the Israelis have their own helicopter?
I believe so. I mean, I know Wargame Red Dragon they use Apaches, but
No, not Apaches, Cobras. They use Cobras.
no, they use Apaches too.
I think they're more Cobras, but they're upgrading to Apaches.
Yeah, they have AH-64s.
Yeah, whatever. We can say that. Let's just watch out for the Cobras and possible Apaches.
I'm more scared of Apache than I am of a Hind.
You sure? The Hinds are pretty fucking scary.
Hinds are fucking old as shit, and Apaches are just like you never see them. They're killing machine. If an Apache's using its main gun, you're the luckiest person on the planet because you should have been dead like 30 minutes ago from a hellfire.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose that if that's the case, don't the Russians have the Kaf? Wait, what about the Kaf 50? Or is that a bit too advanced for Syria?
The KA-50, I don't think they would have those.
Just saying, because I feel like that
Let
would
me
be
look it up.
scary.
Syrian Air Force.
Other than that,
Well, they
there's
have.
also the
No, they mainly just have a bunch of like Mi-17s, Mi-24, Ka-27.
27. I think
What we need to
that's,
do is we need to get a big flag, right? We need to get a big Israeli flag and a big Syrian flag. And what, depending on the aircraft that's coming near us, we just put a different flag on the roof.
Well, wait. What if? Wait. Hold on up a moment. What if we? What if we to end up finding? What if militants, like insurgents that hate both?
Then we're gonna need to get like a white flag.
The Canadian flag because no one hates Canada.
Oh, I'm sure there's Sure, there's people around here that probably hate Canada. You can find.
Although that's usually due to the fucking hockey game. So yeah, of course Russians are going to be salty if Canada won the international game.
I mean, really, if you look at it, the Syrians had 71 attack helicopters. You figure they're probably down, if they're lucky, to maybe 30 left through the whole country. So it should be still rare to come across one of them.
Boss battle.
And we can say that most are grounded. Like most of the aircraft, most of the remaining aircraft are grounded.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well,
I
I'd
figured
love
out
to
a
stay in
fix to the
chat, but I
vehicle
do have to
sheet.
work fairly early this morning, so I gotta go like
Oh.
make food and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, see ya.
See ya. Thanks for
See ya.
showing up for session 0. I'll see you next
No problemo.
session 1.
All right.
In the meantime, I'm actually figuring out how to make. I figured out a workaround for the vehicle sheet.
Hmm.
So, hold on, let me just use for vehicle weapons. Use heavy weapons and strength, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, it depends. If I'm carrying it, it's strength. If it's attached to the vehicle, it's agility.
Interesting.
What? I didn't hear that.
So for heavy weapons, if I'm
Mhm.
carrying it,
Mm.
it's strength. If it's attached to the vehicle, it's agility.
Oh, god damn it! I
Oh,
can't
so
make the vehicle.
okay, I have a suggestion. How about you strap the 30 millimeter onto yourself, and
And for me, it doesn't matter because they're both A's for me. So
no,
I
okay,
roll
I
the
was just
same if I'm carrying
about
it
to
or if
joke
it's
that
attached.
that since I thought you had some better strength than you had agility.
No, they're both A, so it doesn't matter.
Damn it! My plan for the yeah, I'll have to make like a different weapon sheet just for this fucking BMP. But I did get the BMP's sheet made. So let's see. Sheet BMP.
Hey, Cody, just because of this potential of aircraft being around, would you consider adding anti-aircraft weapons?
Potentially.
Yeah, just stuff like Iglas or Stingers.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe you could buy them on the black market or some shit.
Yeah. Maybe on the black market, I doubt you'd find the Iglas or Stingers. I mean,
Ever heard of
you're probably more like
MIAS?
MIA.
It was when the U.S. military
Let
sent a
me
bunch of
just.
Stingers to the Afghans to repel the Soviet Hinds, but the
Oh,
problem is
right,
the Afghans
right.
refused to
That's
give them
right.
back.
Yeah,
And the U.S. spent millions of
right,
dollars
right,
trying
right.
to get back all the Stingers, but they failed.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember. Yeah, during the Soviet-Afghan War, the U.S. Supplied
What's this big
combatants
circle,
with.
by the way, in the Roll 20 or Foundry?
Which one? Game pause, I think it says.
No, I'm talking about like this big like uh, circle right here.
Could you just send a screenshot?
Yeah, here.
I got no idea, mate.
What was the question?
Oh, there's just this big circle on the map. I'm just wondering what it is.
I don't
This
know.
is where
Somebody threw it.
this is where the
Oh, I got rid of it.
this is where we're getting the this is the nuke. We're getting nuked.
Oh, somebody put it on there, but didn't know how to get rid of it.
So you guys should see the BMP2 character sheet. And you should be able to edit just to change like fuel capacity and all that stuff. So just don't mess with the stats other than the current fuel. I tried putting as a test weapons, like I noticed weapons and cargo, and I put in the 30mm AP, and I tried rolling it, but it doesn't work. So I'm gonna have to make a separate sheet for the weapons.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, in cargo, like I tried doing a loophole because, okay, so the combat tab, there's primary weapons, and there's literally no option to put weapons in it. But then I thought, I was like, oh, maybe I could put it in cargo, and there's a button to hit for attack, but it doesn't actually roll anything, so it's completely useless. So I'm just gonna create like a character sheet for it, I guess.
Yeah, because the problem is there's no where do you set the stats to shoot? That's what's missing, and that's why it's not rolling.
Well, it appears in cargo. That's the thing.
Can you give me access to the BMP
I
too?
did. I have it to where all players can access, but if you can't see it, then
Can I edit it?
oh, observer. Okay. No, I have it set to observer. I'll set it to owner so you can look at it.
Because I want to add the ammo on in there instead of having it on another tab. Because without being able to pop windows, that irritates me.
Well, I mean, I have to create a separate character sheet for the BMP, and I guess it depends on I guess how it would have to roll is like the gunner. Uh, I'll put like a designated gunner, give him the character sheet for the BMP weapons, and then they can just roll it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Tom would be our designated gunner.
Okay, then I'll give Tom the character sheet once I've added the weapons.
Yeah, seeing as have you seen my specialties?
I have not looked just yet. I'm just trying to focus on getting the. Why is the rate of fire on that 3? That doesn't seem right.
So I'm a blacksmith, a machine gunner, a red leg, a launcher crew, and a vehicle gunner.
Oh yeah, you're
So
definitely the gunner.
I pretty much can shoot any heavy weapon at this point,
Impressive. Um, very impressive.
and I can fix star armor. But I'm not that great of a tech. I'm only a BD tech,
Oh,
so
I mean,
I only fix armor.
Mike is really good at tech.
Yeah, so I'm just a backup tech.
Mhm.
So,
Well, and I could help Mike make some pretty good explosives.
The big question is who's got a highest recon?
I've got a BC for what was it called again?
Recon for scouting.
Yeah, for recon.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a BC also because I figured if I'm going to be shooting heavy weapons, I want to be able to see them so I could shoot them.
Yeah, I can be the BMP commander and just pop out of the porthole every once in a while to check for targets.
yeah, I think you also get a positive modifier if somebody spots for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to spot for the red leg stuff, but
So hold on, I'm going to so I added the AP
yeah.
rounds. Now I just need to add the rest of the shit. So you guys made out like a bandit having 67 AP rounds and 32 HE and 3 ATGMs. That's impressive.
Like I honestly feel like we were a bit low on the 30mm rounds, but I won't complain just because it's still a decent enough amount, and we do have the 3 missiles if we need to deal with heavy armor.
Yeah, the only thing you're really really low on is grenades.
Grenades?
Yeah, for
Oh,
the
oh,
automatic
like
grenade launcher.
the AGS. How many do we have?
11.
Oh, okay. The thing is, it's not very high capacity anyway.
Yeah, it's a it holds 29 per belt, and 11's just a little under half.
I say that whenever possible, if we ever find an ammo stockpile, I think for the Syrians, I say we go raid that place.
Yeah, like a Syrian military base or something.
Not a military base. I said an ammo depot.
Oh. How does whatever. I was like, how the hell does HE ammo have more range than AP ammo? But whatever.
Huh. Kind of odd. Yeah, I do see that with the and a couple other things.
Maybe because the AP's front is not aerodynamic. This is aerodynamic as an HE round. Maybe.
I don't know.
Actually, there, there are a whole bunch of AP rounds that are specifically designed to be as aerodynamic as possible, like the APDS.
Right, but we don't have APDS rounds.
Yeah, actually, that that lower range that AP rounds have, that also goes for APDS. Curiously enough.
Yeah,
Alright,
it
so I
does.
added the BMP to weapons sheet. I have not added all the weapons to it. I just added the 2 autocannon rounds, but I gave Tom access to be able to roll it. So if you want to try rolling, and by the way, don't hit the delete button because it doesn't give you a prompt to delete. It just does it. But yeah, if you want to just try rolling one of the weapons, you just click on the name and
Back with the our AP ammo deals about as much damage as a law, which is impressive.
yeah, it's automatic.
Okay, so I gotta set the heavy. So my heavy is
Let me just see the fire rate of the 30 millimeter. It's 3.
indeed.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to set the rate of fire for the autocannon. Let me just fix that.
Honestly, the rate of fire of that is pretty high. Like it's not like the 23 millimeter, but it's still pretty high.
Yep.
Okay, I'll just need to go for a moment. I'll be back.